Welcome to MsMojo, and if you think you have it rough, for today's list, we're looking at daily struggles kids had to deal with back in the 90s.
It's the 90s. Nobody eats mortals anymore.
Number 10. Searching through the phone book. Talk to anyone who grew up in the 90s, and you might be surprised at how many still remember their home phone number from when they were a kid, as well as that of their best friend.
Jerry, I'm trapped under my desk. Steinbrenner's in the room. You gotta help me.
Who is this?
However, when the number was unknown, that meant using a massive tome called a phone book, which listed every phone number in the area in alphabetical order.
What you doing? Oh, just updating the phone book.
The books were certainly helpful in the 90s, whereas these days their primary purpose seems to be for attempting feats of strength.
Now he ordered that book and broke the spine. Wow.
Number 9. Understanding song lyrics. We've all listened to a song and questioned the lyrics.
See, I think the one that Elton John wrote for that guy on Who's the Boss.
What song is that, Phoebes?
Hold me close, young Tony Danza.
So what do you do these days? Well, it's easy. You just Google the lyrics. Or you can often have them displayed right there on your streaming music app. But not in the 90s.
Let's sum him with the Bob song.
Bob, 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 Bob.
How do you remember the lyric?
Back then, the first thing to do was grab the compact disc case and pull out the booklet hoping they were included in the decorative sleeve. And while that worked sometimes, many times the booklet provided nothing more than copyright information, a track listing, artist info, and maybe a photo or two. That might help explain why some 90s kids thought Ace of Base was singing All That She Wants Is Another Bagel.
All that she wants is another baby.
Number 8. No GPS. When was the last time you used a printed map to help you get somewhere? For some of you, the answer is probably never.
Oh, hey, look, Maxie. We're using the same map me and my dad used.
But that's because you didn't grow up in the 90s. Back in the 20th century, printed maps were used all the time to figure out where things were and how to get there. And if you took the wrong exit, the map didn't automatically reroute you.
I'm gonna go ask directions to our next huge, embarrassing failure.
You're a huge, embarrassing failure.
Printed maps were an essential part of every road trip. Typically, it would be the person in the passenger seat in charge of navigation, and it was a lot of pressure.
Why don't you just give me the map?
Oh, no thanks, son. Navigating's a big responsibility.
Number 7. Y2K. It seems silly now, but in the years leading up to the turn of the century, there was a real concern around the world that things were going to fall apart at midnight on January 1st, 2000.
Oh, forget the party. The world's gonna end. Y2K. I heard it from a chicken man.
The anxiety stemmed from predictions that computer programs wouldn't be able to handle the date change, because many represented years with just the final 2 digits. Leading up to New Year's Eve 1999, some people began hoarding food and supplies, taking money out of banks, and prepping for the end of the world.
Surf through the internet these days and you keep coming across a strange new word, Teyotawaki. The word stands for the end of the world as we know it.
But in the end, Y2K, as it was referred to, came and went with very few incidents. There are probably millennials who don't even know that it was ever even a thing.
What should we do to prepare for Y2K?
What should we do to prepare for Y2K?
I thought you read these every week.
Well, obviously this one got stuck in the box. That happens occasionally.
It happens occasionally.
And,
Number 6. Waiting for the TV guide. Not everyone collected them like Frank Costanza, but there was definitely excitement in the air when the TV guide arrived.
Where's the TV guide?
What TV guide?
I'm missing TV guide, volume 41, number 31.
As the name suggests, this little magazine provided 90s kids with all the information regarding television shows, networks, and airtimes for the upcoming week. When would we see our favorite shows? Had shows been moved to different time slots or days? Were there any good movies on that week?
And these TV guides. So many memories.
The TV guide was the crystal ball 90s kids used to predict the televised future. At least as far as the next 7 days of viewing possibilities were concerned.
Let's find a show to watch in our TV guide.
Number 5. Batteries. Yeah, we know batteries still exist and can be an annoying part of our lives today. However, the bulk of our modern frustrations involve having to plug in the device in order to recharge the internal battery. Whereas back in the 90s, batteries had to be removed and replaced altogether.
The batteries! They're running out!
which meant not only opening up that one drawer full of batteries that everyone had in their house, but also hoping that there were enough left in the size you needed.
What are you looking for, Blanche? Batteries. You know, I bought one of those subliminal self-esteem tapes, but my batteries are dead.
Then there was the question of whether the batteries were still good or not. Because of course used batteries ended up back in that same drawer as well. Raise your hand if you remember those batteries you had to pinch to see how much charge was left.
Duracell Power Check. No battery is more advanced.
Number 4, doing research without the internet. We take for granted that we have basically all of the world's information at our fingertips.
Google it. Google it. Now.
With a computer, a laptop, a tablet, or even your smartphone, you can fully and completely research pretty much anything. Have a paper to write for school? Open up a Word document and a few tabs on your chosen browser to research, and you're ready to go.
What are you up to, buddy?
Writing a paper on President Nixon. What an idiot. He had it all and just threw it away because of some stupid lie.
Now, let us take you back to the 90s when you'd have to go to the school or public library to find everything you needed. In actual books. Or maybe, depending on the topic, you might be able to get away with just using your household set of encyclopedias.
This is like having your own research library at home.
Yes.
Number 3, waiting for movies to be returned to the video store. These days, the only reason we can't watch what we want when we want is that Netflix won't let us use our parents' account for free anymore.
Streaming giant sending this reminder to customers that says a Netflix account is for use by one household.
But if you think that's hardship, just remember that 90s kids had to leave the house and go to a physical video store. Maybe you've heard of Blockbuster?
I was on the telephone with Blockbuster Video. That's like when your grandma would be like, we'd all go play jacks down at the soda fountain. You're like, no one knows what you're talking about, you idiot.
Then, once they got there, they had to hope there was still an available copy of the VHS, or less likely beta, left on the shelf to be rented. Because if it wasn't there, that meant having to wait for the person who rented it to bring it back.
Yes, you don't know me. My name is George Costanza. Did you happen to rent breakfast at Tiffany's?
And then hoping that they had rewound it so there wouldn't be any more waiting around back at home.
This bastard wasn't kind, didn't rewind, and now, mister, you'll get fined.
Number 2, waiting for internet to dial up. Growing up with dial-up internet access really lets you appreciate just how good we have it today. Just open your laptop and voila, turn on your phone and there it is.
Yeah! Awesome!
Walk into a cafe, select the Wi-Fi, and instant connection. No extended wait times or super annoying screeching sounds coming from the modem. And to think, 90s kids put up with all of that for, at best, 56 kilobytes per second browsing speeds. Oh, and let's not forget that internet connections relied on freed-up telephone lines. So, if someone in the house picked up the phone, the connection was immediately cut. If someone in the house was using the phone, we couldn't log on to the internet at all.
What's wrong with this phone? It's making crazy noises.
Those crazy noises are computer signals.
Yeah, some guys at MIT are sending us reasons why Captain Picard is better than Captain Kirk.
They're out of their minds.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Having to call collect. Out of quarters but need to call mom to pick you up? Just use the collect call trick.
How dare you call me collect?
Someone taping over your VHS. You sit down to watch the show you recorded and it's another show instead.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Iris, you taped your shows over it.
Rolling down the car window. You did it yourself with an actual handle.
I haven't seen one of these in a long time. Brings back some good memories.
Discman skipping. They skipped so much that skip protection became a major selling feature.
Now, Magnavox offers a portable CD player with electronic skip protection.
Waiting to see your photos. You'd never know someone's eyes were closed until the roll was developed.
Shall we say an hour?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, needing to be home to make and receive phone calls. One of the best things about mobile phones is they allow you to be, well, mobile, to make and receive calls from pretty much anywhere.
Mr. Hall was way harsh.
He gave me a C-. Well, he gave me a C, which drags down my entire average.
By contrast, in the early 90s, the mobility of a phone was directly related to the length of the cord attaching the handset to the body of the device. Making and receiving phone calls often meant having to stand in the kitchen while the rest of the family was around too.
Yellow?
KBBL's gonna give me something stupid.
Well, hot dog, we have a wiener.
And as if that wasn't bad enough, imagine finally working up the nerve to call up your crush, but one of their parents answered the phone instead.
Hello?
Yeah, we do not miss that. Which 90s struggle are you the happiest about never having to contend with? Let us know in the comments. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.